Joe, I'm excited about the final expense market. Can you tell me really why the final expense market is booming the way it is?
Final expense market is booming a lot because there's 20,000 baby boomers aging in every single day. So the value for that for us is that that's going to keep us working every single day. We're going to have people to see every single day. And most of the people we're going to be dealing with are seniors over the age of 65 years old who are either on Social Security or they have a little part-time job.
That's what I was going to ask you is the demographics. I mean, who am I primarily going to sell to?
You can be selling to people anywhere from the ages of 57 to 85 years old. You will be either knocking on their door or you will be actually calling them and making a phone call to set an appointment to visit with them.
And setting appointments in the leads, I mean, are the leads preset appointments or door knocking? Explain that to me a little bit. I've never door knocked before.
Door knocking is a very simple thing, yet it takes a lot of practice. When I first started in the business, I was a little bit nervous doing it, but yet once you do it for a couple, 3 times, you're going to become more comfortable with it. But the nice thing about it is that the lead that we have, we use about 2 or 3 different leads depending on the area that you're in, because what the company does is they want to make sure that they get back a good return on mail to where you have a lot of people to see. Most of the leads have a personalized name on there. So it's going to show the client's name on there. It's going to show their name and signature. And most of the time they'll put their date of birth on there. So when you go to a door, you're going to know, and they're going to know exactly that this card they sent in.
Okay. I'm a little nervous, but I think I can do it. Are you going to help me, coach me? How can I make that presentation at the door with the lead? I mean, I take the lead to the door. What do I do from there, Joe? I mean, you know, where will you be to help me with that?
Well, matter of fact, what you can do is that depending on where you live, if you live right in this area here, you'll either work with myself or you'll work with one of the gentlemen who is my manager in this area here. If you're in another state, for example, I've got managers in over 17 states that will help you learn how to be a better agent. It is something that takes practice. I will be your mentor here to where if you have a question, you're going to call me and I'll answer any questions you have. As I said earlier, is that you will be able to go to training classes that we have to learn the things so when you get into a home, you're going to feel more comfortable and more relaxed.
What are agents typically closing with your leads?
Well, it depends on how good you are. It depends on how much knowledge you have in the final expense market. The final expense market is primarily a whole life insurance policy that you're going to go in there and you're going to use it as the vehicle. So in the event they pass away, they've got this program set off to the side for their children will not be left responsible paying any unpaid bills. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to help teach you how to come across with the client and understand the purpose of it and share the value. And primarily our main job is to educate you on how to tailor make the program to fit within their budget.
I've sold some mortgage protection in the past. Now with the carriers you use, which I we haven't even discussed, am I just limited to a whole life final expense tailor-made product, or can I sell some term?
A lot of people that come from the mortgage department or mortgage protection department, what they do is that they're used to calling and pre-setting appointments. They're used to getting information such as medications, any type of health problems they have. This is a total different market. This market here is more of what we call a belly to belly. You may call and set appointments. A lot of times people got caller IDs, so they might not answer your phone call. So in the event they don't answer your phone call, you're gonna have to be willing to want to go and knock on that door. If you're not willing to knock on the door in final expense, I do not think that's a market that you should be in. Now, to further answer your question, when you're in the home, you're going to be able to answer any questions they have. We're going to have final expense products such as whole life. You can have single premium annuities, single premium whole lives. You'll also have term products. What Equita does and what we offer is a wide array of different companies and products, so when you're in a home, you're going to walk out with some type of sale to help that client out.
I really like that. I like the flexibility there. Now tell me a little bit about commissions and who pays me and how do I pay for my leads?
The commissions are based on your experience in the business. Your commissions will grow based on your knowledge and your production. There's all different scenarios, and what we'll do is that when you get on the program, I will go more in detail with you on exactly how the commission grows. But yet one of the nice things that Equita does is that when you're with us and you have certain amount of production, you'll be granted, you will earn a second writing number. What I mean by that there is that you're going to get one commission number for your leads. You're going to get a second number that you're going to be able to use for referrals, other people you might know, or if you knock on a house next door. What we want to do is that we want to get you in the home. We want you to visit with the client. We want you to make a sale, and we want you to ask for referrals. Now, since the referrals are something that you're self-generating, Equita feels that they ought to compensate you more because that's something that you're doing on your own.
I really like that. And as far as the carriers, I really want to go to Fiji. Are there incentive trips?
That's a good question. Matter of fact, a lot of people ask me that there. Matter of fact, this year we're going to Fiji. They've got Costa Rica. They have got also Ireland. What a lot of agents do is that they'll try to pick a certain carrier that we have to where they can go on a trip. But the most important thing I can share with you is that it is making the sale in the home, helping a family out to where you can make a fair commission. The nice thing is that if you go on a trip, you're going to have the best time, and when you come back, you're going to want to work even harder because of just the great time you had.
This sounds really nice. You know, the most I can ask is, am I going to get renewals? I just want to make sure that when I come to work with you, Joe, I'm going to work hard for you, but I want to make sure you're going to support me. You know, am I sending my applications directly to Equita? Where am I sending my applications?
To answer that question, you're going to send every one of your applications to Equita. One of the nice things about working with us is we've got carriers who do a point of sale interview. So when you're in the home, you're going to know exactly if the client is approved or denied. Secondly, you're going to have carriers where there are going to be no phone interviews. So you as an independent agent, you're going to put that client with the carrier that you feel best suits them. When it comes to renewals, there is renewals starting on the second year with every carrier. Now we have one carrier that will front load the commission for the first year. They give you additional commission up front, and that's how they structured that one particular company. You're going to have different companies to pick from. What I do, I'm going to start you out with just 2 carriers. If you're an experienced agent and you've been doing this for a long period of time, I'll start you off with 3. Because what happens is that when you only have one carrier, you might not be able to put every one of your clients with that particular carrier. So what Equita does is that we have a family of companies, and what we're going to do is that we're going to train you and coach you who to put somebody with who has COPD, oxygen, heart attack last year, or matter of fact, they've got a company that if you do tobacco, but it's not cigarettes, you can get a non-smoker rate.